Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
Hello and welcome. My name is Uyai Anyeken, and this is Connect, coming to you live from the beautiful hills of Ibiakaran. Well, on Connect, we have conversations and topics and very frank conversations about all issues bordering on relationships. What kinds of relationship? Every kind of relationship, but of course, you know that the issues between male-female relationships just seem to come, on and on and on, every other time. And yes, I am not always on the table alone. I come with some very handsome, very beautiful people every now and then, but today is a blockbuster because I'm the only lady sitting in the midst of some very gorgeous men, and I'm going to be giving it to them hot. Hello and welcome, everybody.
Hello. Thank you very much. Welcome.
Emmanuel is like he cannot match. Emmanuel cannot relate with the energy.
Yeah. So I'm trying to understand the energy and where I can possibly fit in and where I would. So I'm trying to be very safe. So yeah, I'm trying to be safe.
But on Connect, we cannot play it safe because we need these conversations real time. So I'm going to introduce from my right, starting from my far right. That's Emmanuel Ned. Welcome.
Thank you very
on the
much.
show.
Thank you.
Good to have you. Emmanuel Ned is a relationship coach, expert. Yes, you can meet him for therapy.
I think I will need that.
You need it. Okay, so this is good news wise.
Hi.
Hi,
Nice to
good
meet you. Yeah.
That's a tech man. Tech
Very
man
good
that
to
has
meet
a
you.
lot of issues in relationships.
When you say issues like
No,
that.
like like to talk about like them.
Okay.
And this is a very fine gentleman. Only him with a full pair of suit.
You started.
Welcome, Mr. Humble Udoyang.
I just wish I could represent a woman or a girl here.
No, this
Just
conversation.
not to allow you to be alone.
No, I'm
because
good.
it's like you have a target, you have a plan against
yes, I
us.
do.
I wish
actually.
I'm still trying to figure out what she's planning.
I am on her side right now. That thing is a very meeting.
You said Emmanuel is a therapist. I think I'll come to
We
you.
all need therapy.
Okay. I think that we have very serious issues on our hands, right? And when it comes to like relationships, oftentimes women are at a loss as to what the men folk really, really do want out of this life when it comes to relationships. And I know that it feels like it's a conversation that we are having, like a lot of, like I was having a conversation with Ned, and it feels like a lot of people are talking about relationships, but it feels like oftentimes we don't have people hitting the nail on the head, addressing the issues that needs to be addressed. So today we are actually going to be talking about the male's point of view in relationships.
Interesting.
Wonderful.
Very well interesting.
Wonderful.
Yes, we need to know. I know you guys, represent a myriad of different things when it comes to ideologies in relationships. And I'd really like us to be like 100% transparent with this conversation. What is a man's point of view when it comes to relationships? Like, what do you people really want?
So I think let me start. It is quite easy to know what a man wants because men operate from their logical prism. Men are not bags of emotions, so it's quite easy for you to understand what a man wants. In fact, from my walk over time, I can comfortably tell you that every man knows what he wants in a relationship. He knows if he wants a sex partner, he knows if he wants a girlfriend, he knows if he wants a wife, or he knows if he wants a friend, which would take me to what I would say the four core conduits of a man's needs in a relationship. A man at every point in time would either venture into a relationship for a long-term commitment, which could possibly lead to marriage, or for a sex partner, which is very core. Men are a bunch of testosterone, so working,
Inside trousers.
And the third one, of course, you might actually go in for friendship, just to stay in the moment. Friendship, let me find someone I can actually talk to, someone who can be in my emotional space, and then the other one that goes maybe a friend or someone that can fit into anything and acquaintance. So basically, but when it has to do with women, it's women most times juggle between what they need, what they want, and what is in demand. So a woman would most likely go into a relationship not for what she needs, but for what is invoked. Okay, so my friend is doing this, so I feel I should go into a relationship because my friends are actually in a relationship, or maybe because this is what is happening because of couple goals, relationship goals. I can snap on the beach, I can snap on a story building.
And the man is tall enough for me to tiptoe and get a kiss.
So it is quite easy to understand what a man
Yeah.
wants from asking question. A man is either in or out. As simple as
Okay, so good news when he says that a man can actually be in a relationship with a woman for just the emotional reason of being friends. Like he's not planning to go beyond that prism of friendship.
Okay.
But he keeps her in that energy of he's tight with her, he's everything with her, apart from the fact that this relationship is not going to go beyond friendship.
I think again, so he said something quite interesting, but I don't want to toe that line because men. When you say what do men want, men are different. So I'll say what I want, and I don't think all men can be brought into a cup, for instance, and fit into that space. So I would say most times, depending on where a particular man is, what phase they are at a particular time, so it determines what they want at that time.
Including levels of exposure.
Exactly. So if someone is in that emotional space, that means that's what they want for that time. So maybe I don't want a long-term relationship right now. I don't want to get married right now. I just want someone I can just always call and share stuff with, and that's all. So that's what I want for now. And of course, that's not what he would want or what he would want. So I think it's based on where a particular guy is at a particular time that determines what they want for themselves for a relationship.
Is that not how people are usually served breakfast too often? Because I know that it's difficult to say that two people are in a relationship, a guy and a girl, just having mere friendship, and then there is not one person who's already in love with the other partner. So would you say it's a safe thing to do?
Actually, let me start with what Ima said. I will not 100% accept what Ima said, but I'm not against what he said. Of course, when we talk about a relationship with a guy and a girl and what the guy wants, it all has to do with the emotional positioning of the girl. On one part, I will explain that. There is a way a girl presents or come to you. They are emotional beings, and men are logical beings. A guy might see a girl, he never had any intention or anything in his mind for the girl. All what he thinks of is just to get a girl at that time to his house, maybe sleep with her. That might just be, but that's not what he wants in a girl. So the emotional positioning of the girl can make him change his mind and go for something serious.
There is a lot of rev dropping on this table. Lord God.
So I wouldn't really accept, because what works for him might not work for me.
Absolutely.
All right. So I see you now thinking that Uyai has character or quality that I can't cope with. You understand? So in my interaction with her, I discovered that she's just a kind of girl or somebody that needs my presence and my touch and caresses and all of that. But she does not need anything serious. So that might limit me and what I had in mind.
So you can either go and you can swing. The pendulum can swing anyway. Coach A.
Okay, so I think I would
like that.
I would. So it is not about. I think first of all, he actually said something which is true. What we need, especially men, is as a function of where we are at the time. So a guy that is financially stable will not need that old story. What do you bring to the table? Won't really matter.
Big
I don't
conversation.
care.
But this is the truth.
Conversation.
This is the truth. My whole argument is what a man knows from the word go. So if I see a lady, I know what I want from her. However, over time, my position on that can actually change. So if I see a lady, just as he said, of course, I see you from the word go. I know, this one is actually for me to catch cruise. But however, in line with the relationship, as we are proceeding, things could actually, but it is very dicey. My thoughts on this is not just my thoughts over time. So I'm not working with just one man sample, but from the word go, before a man walks up to a lady, there is something in his head.
And that is, if I want to react, if I may react to that, I think that has put the girl or the ladies, the women, or at the receiving end.
Of whatever the man brings.
Whatever the man brings. And that might put her at a risk.
Yeah,
You know, she might
But I
just
believe that
look at
women
you.
have the
Yeah,
free will
so-
to also just choose.
Guess what? Do you know women have the more power in relationship?
But we
It
do
is-
not realize
you think
that.
so?
It looks like markets. I go in there to buy. I'm going in there to shop. I'm with my money. It is left for the seller to tell me I want to sell to you. Truth is, the problem I have these days with women is women don't know, they cannot differentiate from what they need, what they want, and what is in demand. Let's just keep that one aside. Then also, women actually have a problem with asking the right question. See, men don't. Of course, men can actually lie. Men can actually try.
You guys actually.
No.
The
Excuse.
truth, if a man, I
Let
want
me
to
land. Let me land.
Men can lie. Men can lie.
Yeah, men can lie. Men can try to mask, their intentions. But guess what?
I think
They
I like
can
masking
never do
as
it
well.
to the end. That's why
Men can mask their intentions.
of course,
Very
they can
well,
mask
very
their
well.
intentions.
It's natural.
But,
It's
Keyword.
but, but
It's in
guess
the
what?
nature
Guess
of the
what?
man.
Men don't know how to do it right. That's why a man can see, except a woman doesn't want to, from all the couples I've actually worked with, except they don't want to come to terms that their man is cheating. But the truth is, they would always smell a sinister. But the problem here is, from the word go, a woman would most likely start to see that, attention is divided. Men can stay in one space per time. When a man is cheating, if I'm actually talking to a man who is cheating, trust me, I would know from attention. But truth is, a woman
It's good
can,
news cheating at the moment.
a woman
I
can,
have never been in a
a
relationship.
woman can actually mask you. That's why a man can actually house a lady and she has 3-4 children, which are not of the man, and the man will never know. Why do you think men cheat and they come back with lipstick stains on their clothes? A woman cannot do that. Men can mask, but not for so long. Which is why I always tell every lady, know the questions to ask every man. Men, they can actually try to evade some questions, try to play around, but men don't really have congruency between. Congruency means so I can match my actions with my word for a very long time. They both align. Men can't really do it for a long time. Over time, they will tell you will know. Like
I learned something. What he's saying is true. I wouldn't say that it's in the nature of men to lie, but men can lie and be smart about it.
humans.
No, that's why we're talking about.
This conversation today is about the men.
we
Speaking
are
of
talking
men.
about,
we are
talking
both on
about
the table.
relationship. So
Okay.
I accept the fact that men can lie. So it's about individual disposition now.
Yeah, it
You
is.
choose not to lie
Yeah, of
or
course
to
it
lie.
is.
But the truth is, as a man, you can't lie for long.
Mm.
I had a conversation and I had the privilege of learning from a girl, a lady. Or should I
Please,
say
we
a
are talking
woman?
about ladies. Ladies.
Yes.
Ladies.
I learned from a lady how to, unravel, expose the lies of a man. It's very easy.
A woman taught you how to
Yes.
unravel the lies of a man. Whoa.
I've been teaching other girls and they apply it and it works. So yes, it is
One
the,
or two tips.
it
One
is
or
in the
two
nature.
tips.
Is it in the nature?
I'm not sure you want to put us out there. So
No,
I
no,
think
no, we don't talk about
The
that.
broker,
No,
the broker,
That's not why we're
No,
here.
no, 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 no,
That's not
no.
why
We
we're here.
cannot be
We
on
are
very
not-
long because the focus of Connect is for people to be able to learn the do's and don'ts of relationships.
Emma, I accepted
What?
the fact that men do lie. But we are not here to how to come
You
out
guys
with
are
it.
not being honest.
it's our trade secret. We can't just put that out there now.
So what I'm trying to say here is that it's left and it will always remain or left for the lady
Yeah.
to take her time and know the truth before you jump into it. There are many men that will come to a lady with good intention. But the lady would just be, the appearance and the attitude of the guy will some way, somehow,
true.
will influence
A reception.
the reasoning of the woman at that time. When you come in contact with someone for the first time, or you begin to, there is these acquaintances in the first week, second week, and all of that. You might, as a woman, because you are emotional, you might get carried away and begin to unfold some things, and you just go by every bit of thing that the guy says, and you fall to it, and you are a victim. That is why they are always at the receiving end, and it's very risky. But I tell you, if you are a lady, take your time. There are ways to know the person that is serious.
Say it again. There are ways.
There are ways.
I think to even add to that, every lady who has worked on herself enough to a point where they have good self-esteem, they are not insecure, no matter how a playboy or how playboy a guy is and comes around that girl, she would always know, and she has that strength to actually convert that guy to who she wants him to be. I know guys who were out to sleep with this girl, and they got there and
They took
they
us
had,
straight to
they
the
had
altar.
salvation. Like seriously, they got born again, and seriously,
their life
it happens. So I think when women fall victims to some guys, it's because they were not whole in themselves enough to able to manage themselves, and they know that this guy is not right for me. So if you by yourself you are complete, no matter how demonic, devilish, bad a guy is, he cannot influence you to the point where you do what you don't want to do.
So wholeness is
yeah,
important.
I still
Very.
emphasize that it has to do with, sorry to use that word, maybe it's a bit complex. I said emotional positioning of the lady. Now, what you have in your mind? You are expecting a guy to come and be serious, that he asks you out or propose to you. That has been the position of your mind, your expectation. And anybody that disguises and comes at that time, you are likely to fall, because you have already positioned your mind to receive. And you go by, the way you are waiting, guys are also programming, design some software that will help them into their mental faculty, and that will help them to, just work through.
Explore.
I'm telling you. So it's very possible. I know might resist me, but I have to prepare myself to approach her, depending on what I want. If I am not coming to stay in her life, I will program myself, design my approach in a way that she will fall to it and believe that. Okay, let me ask you a question.
Sisters, let's say God forbid.
Based on what you said, I've seen a guy. He spoke with a lady. The lady refused. This sister kind of stuff, she's been in church, heard the word of God and all of that. And she has been given all the tips on how to spot the right man. And
All the tips.
and the right
Five
man,
keys
and the
to
man
know.
came in a package of the right man,
That looks
but he
like
was
the
not
right
the
man.
right person.
I
So
think
the positioning of the girl now made her open at some point, because the guy appeared to be real, but the guy was not real.
so basically.
So how do you maneuver? How do you get out of this?
So I trust me, since this is actually my field, so I try to understand. It is true. Sometimes, like from what I would always say, relationships relationships are not cast on stone, but it is predictable. So that's why it is very important that you watch patterns. Patterns wins over potentials when it has to do with relationship. No problem. Every person has the tendency to become better, but please, it's too risky and it's too dicey for you. So you've obviously seen my pattern for 1, 2, 3 years, and this is the problem women have. I'm not telling you to become the Holy Ghost. I'm not telling you to become the Holy Spirit. Once you've actually watched out for patterns and try to put a guy in what I call the test spree for like 1 month, 2 months, trying to do your bid, and the guy still, he still does the same pattern thing, please, I would actually advise, be smart enough to reconsider, because it is a case of 1 out of every 200. I don't know if you understand. 1 out of every 200.
That changes.
See, this is what happens when it has to do. Of course, by God's grace, I've actually done a whole lot of psychology. Imagine it has taken us 20 years to become what we are. It has taken us 15 years, 30 years to become what we are. It is a function of nurture and nature all packed together. And someone walks into your life and tries to overhaul that entire process in a month. Is it possible? Is it almost possible? It is very hard.
So I also think it has to do with what the lady wants.
See, I have a problem all the time. Ladies don't know what they want from
See,
what
we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break because this conversation is driving to what the women really want. But you remember that this conversation today is the man's point of view in a relationship. We take a quick break, and when we return, Connect will continue. Do stay with us.
Follow Spectrum TV everywhere you go, on your Android and your iOS devices. Join our social media community. Like us, follow us, share, comment on our post, and let's get interactive. And do well to visit our website at www.spectrumtv.ng. Now you have no excuse not to be connected to the first privately owned television station in the Aqua Cross region. Spectrum Television. Broadening your horizon.
Welcome back. If you're still there and if you're just joining us, it's Connect, and we are here having very great conversations with some really great men about what men really want in relationship, their points of views, in relationships. And so, yes, we are getting to the climax of this conversation, and they've been digging it. So I'm going to come this way. Emmanuel, as a person, what do you really want in a relationship? What do you want in a woman?
Okay,
I know you said first, and once you spot a person, you know what you want. What do you want?
Okay, so this is what I would say. I wouldn't say because first of all, let's get to know that at every point in time, what we say is actually being influenced by what we do. So sometimes, because of my line of profession, I may not actually come direct. I think permit me to actually talk in maybe somehow what men want.
Okay.
I don't know.
Since you want to hide yourself,
if
you're watching this and you're interested in it, you will find what he's saying.
It is very, very important. First of all, universally, I think every person needs respect. Respect is key. So when I mean respect, I don't mean the yes sir and yes ma stuff. I mean every man wants a woman who would actually respect his work, respect his ideologies. When I mean work, sometimes women could be very funny. Most times they want a man who will stay with them 100% the entire day, and also they want a man who will bring in money. So imagine you staying 100% with a lady. How are you going to work?
Should rewind that part.
Yeah. So respect for the person, and also respect for work, and then also respect for family. Then also push for that to a man needs a wife, a man needs a girlfriend, and irrespective of who you are, a man needs I'm trying to look for the right word since we are actually on air. A man needs is sex guru the right word?
Well, I think it could be fair.
I know where we are going to.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you said irrespective of who you are, it's like you're targeting the church sisters. Like
yes.
Like you should have said to their faces.
So why I'm saying this is over time because of experience. I've actually had experiences. Truth, men, no matter who a man is, no matter where he has been brought up, we all have that dating and fantasies we all want when it has to do with our sexual escapades.
Is it just men?
No, it is everybody, of course, but we know that
it feels like that of the men is more well developed or explored.
Men have 10% higher testosterone rate in their system, so that's why a man doesn't think of having sex to be in the mood. A man doesn't need to be whined, he doesn't need it's just what he sees, what he hears, depending on where he falls into. So respect for that stuff. Then please be a wife, be a girlfriend. Understand the dialectics. Understand where to fit in to be a wife. Understand where to fit in to be a girlfriend and understand where also to fit in, to be that. Then also respect a man's space.
Break that down, break that particular one
Respect
down,
a
because
man's
it causes a
space.
lot of fights.
So of course, am I saying truth is when you like someone, you always want to be around that person somehow. But don't forget, men are not like women. Men have time for the guys.
Does it feel like women don't like their own space? They don't like to keep or protect their space while you're explaining that?
Yeah, most. I'll try not to answer that.
I think what he's trying to say is, because I have that similar experience too, from one or two relationships I've been in, and
Relationship
yes,
practitioner.
I want to. I love you so much. I want to be with you, but there are times where I want to be by myself. There are times where I want to actually work. So someone like me who works from home mostly now, I work at night. So there's no way you'll be awake by night. I want to come and you can't have me all through that time. I have to work. So understand times and seasons. I hate to sound
Yeah.
scriptural right now, but understanding that okay, this guy needs to work by this time is very, very key. And to add to that, what I think I want, not think, what I actually want is someone who understands. I feel like that's like the bulk of everything. Someone who understands me, understands time and season, and someone who's supportive. Like it's not
Yeah,
even much.
support,
Like
very, very important.
I don't even want everything. Understand seasons, understand where we are at a particular time, and be supportive. That's like
Yeah, so Emmanuel, let's break it down. Who in your opinion is a wife and who is a girlfriend? What's that thin line that differentiates the roles, or how we know that this person is a wife and this person is a girlfriend material?
So I will try as much as I can to summarize. So take for instance, if when a man is trying to get married, like that's in the way he wants to marry, or what he's thinking, can this man cope with my children? Can she take care of my children? Can she take care? So if I bring these resources, can she take care of them? If I bring this, can she work this? If I bring this, can she support? So it 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 has to do with us moving from just we being lovers talking on the phone to if you are in a house scenario, can you manage the house? It's more of the management and support. But
For a wife,
for a while,
management and
yeah,
support.
but for a girlfriend, of course, I'm not trying to be a misogynist, but we all know what happens. When a man goes into a relationship, immediately that girl has lost everything in her life. She has lost the father. She has, she
No, I
has
wouldn't
lost
even
the
take
brother.
that.
She.
I wouldn't even take that, Emmanuel. I wouldn't take that.
Of course,
I start with women right now.
I wouldn't
You
even
are
take
telling me.
that.
So-
Okay, so let's ask you, right? What are those things that you want? You look like a man of God.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
so you should tell us, what are those things you're looking out for when you meet a woman, or those things you're looking out for in the person you're going to settle down with?
All right.
Mommy Gio vibes.
I like to be honest as much as I can and sincere about, because what I want to say right now is informed by my own personal philosophy
Of course,
about relationship.
of course.
All right, what I like and what I want from a lady, first of all, the number one thing, which is the foundation, is she must connect with my circle of purpose. What I stand for, what my life represents, what my day-to-day activities goes for. So if that does not fall in place, we have nothing together.
Connect with my circle of purpose.
If
Wow.
you don't connect with my circle of purpose, I don't think it's even safe to begin. So that's what I look at first. And I must take my time to study the person and know that she has that, or it's possible to get that. Following our own activities and how our approach about life is, I might also know her purpose. Because if I go into it and her own purpose does not align with mine, it's going to be problem. It's going to be disaster. So that's the foundation. Now, when that is in place, what I look for, there are successive, that is, they're in order. The first thing is, I call that submission. When I say submission, I'm not talking about bundling somebody or placing someone to follow my ideologies and all of that. And it might not be me.
You're suddenly about to break a table. Because how do you just expect submission from the first instance of meeting a
that's what
person?
I'm explaining. When I see it's what I am looking out for. Remember,
A
I
person
said
who has a submissive
yes,
spirit, yeah?
not submission or submitting to me, but someone that has the spirit of submitting
The
to
ability
authority,
to,
Yeah.
constituted authority in church, office, in the society.
Is it okay for a woman to expect
to
that
parents.
same submission, trait from a man?
That is, it begins from me. I have that before I start expecting.
Awesome.
So if I see you as a rebel against the authority of your parents, you are off my cards.
She's going to be a rebel to you as well.
Yeah.
So that's okay. Remember the purpose aspect. That's the foundation. So we begin to list 3 things only. That's what I look out for.
Wow.
Simple.
When I say submission, not about me, but if you have that as part of you, definitely it's contagious. It will come to me. Submission first, that followed by obedience. When you are submissive, obedience just flow like water. It's part of you. And when you are obedient, there is no way you will not be faithful. That's the third one. That's all I want.
I mean, really congent things. Very point. I think the way we are going to do it is like as your points are coming, we just have it like down. But in relationships,
I connect him. Sorry to add. I think
Yeah.
let me just open up for me personally. Anyway.
What the God of connect cannot.
So let me just for me. I value growth so much. I value growth. So first thing first, when I'm having a conversation with someone, the first thing I look at, are you open to learning? Are you open to to growth? I grow. So for me, I have a personal maxim that a day doesn't meet me with an old knowledge. So I know, of course, by God's grace, I have a body of knowledge almost around everything. So because truth is, if I outgrow you, I'm going to drift, which is one of the major reasons why people have infidelity. When your partner is here,
Very true.
and you are here, definitely life on its own will bring people on the same level with your partner, and that's how people drift. So when you can't grow, by the time I have a first conversation with you, have a second conversation with you, I try to push you, because of course every man that loves a lady will try to push. That's basic.
Yeah.
I try to push you, and you
resist.
and you resist with all energy.
Most times
That should see the death of it. Yeah.
It's over because
Okay, but because we need to wrap up this conversation already, I'm going to ask for the men. For the men, does size and shape really matter from your point of view as men?
size and shape. The first law of relationship says, don't get into a relationship or don't marry someone you're not physically attracted to. So whichever the person falls in, size, shape, whichever way. But the truth is, most times you won't actually have everything you want. But however, you should be someone. I was facilitating a session 2 days ago, and I made a comment, and I'm like, if at every point in time you are, you see someone you wish to marry or someone you want to be in a relationship with, and you are seeing a prayer warrior, you are actually in a wrong relationship.
I support.
You know why?
No, you should say that again.
So if at every point in time, so take for instance, I like Oyai and I want to start something with her, and at every point in time I'm seeing her from the prayer warrior. There is no from that angle. I can't feel. In fact, I was so blunt. Like when you don't feel like touching, you don't feel like kissing, you don't feel like doing anything physical, that means you are not physically compatible, and there is no way that can work. Physical compatibility.
So prayer cannot compensate for that.
Please,
prayer.
please.
Say prayers. Oh wow, okay, that's strong. So you need to be able to see people beyond just one particular group of offerings.
Yeah. So whichever, if you like, of course, we know that men are caught in between 3 people for the up, people for the down, people the king, whichever.
Yeah.
Whichever one appeals to you. There is no scripture that says that you should settle for a mediocre. If you find someone that has everything you want, has sense, it's a bonus. But the guideline is, don't settle for someone you are not physically attracted to.
I feel like I just felt humble hitting on the table, and I don't know what his point is.
By all means.
I don't know what his point is.
By all means.
I should
right?
That's great. So in summary, if we would say, right, so a man is looking out for someone who respects him. You're looking out for someone who's supportive. You're looking out for someone who's consistent with interest in growth.
Yeah.
You're looking out for someone who has the traits of submission, not first to you, but in the with everything concerning constituted authority. So if a woman has this understanding, and I think we had quite a strong conversation about the fact that a woman will be able to choose out of all of this goodness if she's already whole as a
Yeah,
person, and then she knows what she wants. But I know I don't really agree that men always know what they want, because they always seem to be like, I don't know.
It's why I said it depends on the phase a particular man is per time. So right now, I think I want this, but in the next 1 year, I'm not sure I'd want all of this.
And that brings to bear what Ned just said. Either way, we both need, both the man and the woman in the relationship need to be particular about growing.
Exactly.
Because if you're not growing, and this is what you needed in this season, which even happens with people in relationships, in marriages, they might have wanted this thing at the point where you got married, but this person has evolved as a human being.
Yeah.
You need to be able to evolve and match up with your partner, even in marriage.
Which is where I have a problem with that idea of knowledge. The truth is, you will not always get what you want at every point in time. So it is a clear case of I think we should avoid talking about what we want. We should avoid talking about what we demand, but we should talk about what we need.
What we need.
What we need is of essence to you.
I think that's why I buy the idea. So it goes beyond what we want, what is important.
Yeah.
Because from what you were saying, those things are actually tangible stuff that would
ephemeral.
always
We are
be
called
there.
every season
They are
of your
always
relationship.
to
Yeah.
the consistency of that relationship.
Exactly.
Be it in marriage,
Yeah.
it's like a pillar.
Everywhere.
It's like a
Pretty
pillar.
interesting.
That's why I go for that.
We literally could have started a service.
However, you add something about what attracts, the physical attraction. I don't look for much.
I like it. It's so precise.
Sisters,
I don't
you
look
need
for
to
much.
jump into the comment section of this conversation.
Color is not my problem, but
Definitely.
the appearance and the shape very important.
When you're talking of shape, are we talking of like hourglass or which one?
Something, Sha.
Sisters, you got to jump into the comment section. These are really, really serious conversations that we have had here this morning, and I really strongly believe that if the women will pay attention, because I feel like every now and then the men are always saying what they need. If we pay attention to these lines of conversation, I think we will solve the problem that we have on the table. But it's a very big thank you for Emmanuel Ned for coming on the show today. I really appreciate you. Thank you, Good News White, for coming. Thank you for being white with your perspective. Yeah. Thank you so much, Humble Udoyan, for coming. It was absolutely really lovely to be on the table with three men, and they gave us quality, and value for our time. At this point, this is where we're going to be wrapping up the show for this particular edition. As we always say, feel free to, hop into the comment section and join the conversation. Let's know your thoughts. If you are a man, what are the things you believe you want? Do you even know what you want in a relationship? And women, this is our chance. Hop into the comment section and let's know your thoughts about the things that these men said. But at this point, it's going to be bye-bye from me, and I will encourage you. Join us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, and then we can always grow the community together. Until next time, I remain Uyai, and I can see you again on Connect. Bye-bye.